Good afternoon, guys. It is January 4th, which is my birthday, so happy birthday to me. But I just got back from a ridiculous trip, kind of a last minute thing. That's why I haven't really talked to you guys about it. But basically I went up into the mountains for a couple nights to do some backcountry skiing up at a yurt. So we hiked out on our skis, basically with skins on the bottom of our skis, about 6 miles out to this amazing little yurt that sleeps like 15 people, and there were 10 of us, 10 of my friends, and we just spent the last few days skiing powder, just hiking up, skinning up to the top of these peaks out in the Pioneer Mountains here in Idaho, and just skiing a ton and eating good food and hanging out at the yurt. And it was just an incredible time. It was like the best birthday I've ever had doing this trip. But I'm just so fucked, like so extremely destroyed from that trip, because I've never backcountry skied in my life, and it was a lot of work, a lot of really intense hard labor, basically, because you're carrying all this gear. I mean, we had to carry all of our gear and all of our food into this place, and I had this huge backpack on with tons of stuff, and it was just so bad. And then today we had to hike back out, and one of my friends that was there, his skis weren't really working that well, so I had to hike back with him, and it just took like 3 times as long. It took like 3 hours to get back, and just it was so hard. But I have some good footage of that, of the trip, just that I took with my phone and GoPro, a little bit of cool footage, so I'll show that right now.
Love, take it back. This is not the place or time. Settle up your bones and drive and hope. I can hope. Turning through the endless signs, burning up the engine lights, and I will hold you to my side. I will run for miles and miles, carry all your ghosts and lies with you, while you lead us in the dark. Whoa, 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 lead us in the dark. Love, don't be shy. We were tears at first sight, lovers of the worst design. And here I freeze, fingers on the dash.
And so yeah, today's my birthday. I think I'm just going to kind of chill out. I mean, I can't really ask for much else besides just being out in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the mountains, when it's dumping snow, and incredible powder skiing. And we found this really cool little line this morning, and we took a few laps, and it was phenomenal. I mean, outrageous, and just so fun to spend my birthday with those amazing people, and doing something that I've never done before, and getting out of my comfort zone. I was almost not going to go on this trip. My friend invited me on this trip like, you know, a week ago or so, and I was like, I shouldn't go because I've never backcountry skied. I'm very intermediate downhill skier, and you know, this stuff's pretty intense. I mean, it's out in the mountains. You have to have like avalanche beacons and shovels and probes, and I mean, you know, a few of the people on the trip were, you know, avalanche certified, so it was all good, but it still requires a lot of work, and we're climbing up all these mountains. I mean, on the hike just to the yurt was 2,000 feet of elevation gain over the course of 6 miles, and then plus yesterday when we skied, I think we gained like 4,000 or 5,000 feet, and just like hiking up just to ski one run, hiking back up just to ski one run, and so it's super strenuous, but it's just actually incredible exercise and great cross training for cycling and other things, because it's like kind of, you know, low to moderate intensity, but really good strength training for like the legs, because you're hauling up gear, you're on skis, and it's heavy, and all my gear was super heavy. I didn't really know what I was doing, and so I could have easily just been like, no, I'm not going to go. This is way too hard for me. But I did it, and it was one of the coolest, most amazing experiences I've ever had in my life. It was so cool to try something so different and unique to what I usually do, and to just be out in nature in that capacity, and with amazing people, and just going for it. Like, we're at the top of this peak yesterday, and I didn't know how to approach the ski because it's like really steep and deep powder, and like I'm not a very good skier, and so I just said, okay, fuck it, and just went for it, and just dove into it, and like took some sweet turns, and just felt like you're floating on clouds on skis, and you're just going whoo, whoo, and it feels so cool, and then you crash and like get fully covered in powder, but it's all good. But I guess what I'm trying to say here is that getting out of your comfort zone, and this is something I've talked about before, getting out of your comfort zone is just paramount to having good experiences, and just it shows you how, you know, how far the body can go. You know, today coming back, I was so tired. My legs were just destroyed. My back was hurting so bad from the backpack, and we still had like 4 miles to go, and I was hauling my friend's sled because his skis weren't working that well, and we were just out in the middle of the forest. I didn't know like how long it would take, but now that I'm done and back home and ready to go, like, you know, into my own bed and everything, take a shower, I'm just so grateful for that experience, because it, you know, taught me that I can do things that I didn't think was possible, and that I can, you know, achieve things that, you know, I wasn't aware were something that I was even capable of doing. And so I think that's the thing that I really learned on this trip, is that I am capable of so much more than I am, you know, I would ever think to do. And so now the next thing that's going to be really hard for me won't seem as bad, because I know that I've been through something really hard already. And so I just love adventures like that, and it's just such a cool thing to be able to do. None of the other people on the trip were vegan or vegetarian. They all ate meat and stuff. And so, you know, I think that's a common issue for vegans and people that are eating more healthy or on plant-based diets, that they're afraid to do things like this because they're worried their friends are going to make fun of them, or they won't be able to make it happen. And it's also at the same time, you also have to sort of let go a little bit and be willing to not necessarily eat your perfect diet or sleep the perfect amount of hours each night. And I mean, I ate vegan the whole time, and I brought a bunch of amazing food. I made an incredible oatmeal and this really good Spanish rice and bean dish, and people loved it. And so that's a really cool thing, is bringing your own food and sharing it with others and cooking. And I mean, I cooked everyone a big meal, and it was super good. And but I basically just lived on Cliff Bars and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches throughout the day, and you know, didn't sleep as well, and I'm like fully freaking dehydrated, and I feel terrible, but it was super worth it. Anyway, I'm gonna take a shower and eat some food and go to bed, because I'm so tired, and but I'm just still buzzing off of the adrenaline, and so appreciate you guys watching this, and if you've wished me a happy birthday, thank you so much. It really means a lot. 23 years old, big deal. But yeah, this trip is coming to an end. I'm going back to Boulder tomorrow, and then I'll be back here in Idaho at the end of January, and then I'll start some more of my travels and stuff like that. So really appreciate it, all of your support, guys, and I really thank you seriously for watching this, and I will talk to you soon. Go eat some plants.